He was never your guy. Your fans were crying on draft day, crying on national television when you drafted him from Duke. They knew he wasn't the guy. Nobody ever thought he was the guy. Episode 22. We made it. We made it to the Big 2-2.
We made it to episode 22.
Insert Taylor Swift lyrics here.
All right, right now. Right now, hot. Okay, episode 22, we're starting hot right now.
Right out
Super
the
Bowl,
gate with it.
Super Bowl picks, like realistic seeds, teams have to beat each other a little bit here. So maybe even go like AFC, NFC matchup to the Super Bowl. Right now. AFC matchup, who do you got?
Who's in the AFC Championship game?
Right now.
Chiefs and Ravens.
Chiefs, Ravens. Who wins?
Chiefs.
Who you got, Avery? AFC.
Chiefs, Ravens.
Who wins?
Ravens.
I see. Here's the thing. I want the Ravens to win, but I have no reason to believe they will. That's all that is.
I have to believe that Harbaugh learned from last year.
And the year
That's
prior.
why they went and got. That's why they got Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That is the game that they got Derrick Henry for. Right.
What about yours? We're
Dog.
already pretty damn close.
Dog.
He's gonna say Steelers.
Yeah, go ahead and just say it.
Because he's gonna
Say
say
it
the
over.
Steelers.
This is why he
because
did this.
The
This is why he
Steelers
did
are
this.
winning.
That's why
all
he said
fucking
AFC
time.
Championship game. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Go on.
Bro.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Give it to us.
Go on, because it's important that he does this now because they play the Ravens next week. Go on. Go on. Who's in the AFC Championship game? Go on. Go on.
The
He's gonna
Bills.
say Steelers.
The Bills and who?
The Steelers.
The Bills and Steelers. The old Lake Erie game.
The Lake Erie Bowl.
Yeah.
But right now, this is what I'll say, and I'm not trying to take anything away from either of these guys specifically, or take anything from Patrick Mahomes specifically, but he has had a ride, and I'm not saying it will not be great, but in this season, I don't think his play did what it has done, and what I've talked about. And it's raising the level of players around him. It's not. Right?
He's DeAndre Hopkins.
In that deep, right now I'm talking about it. I understand. I hear you. But I'm talking about what I've seen so far right now. It's not Patrick Mahomes making other guys better at all.
He doesn't need to make other guys better with DeAndre Hopkins and Travis Kelce. They're already pretty good.
Travis Kelce.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's already pretty good.
Okay, but he hasn't. I'm just being honest.
have-
That offensive,
No, that's fine. Yeah,
that
yeah,
offensive
right.
unit has not looked what it could. If
And look at their defense.
right,
It's a top 3 defense.
correct. I'm
top
talking
three
talking
defense.
specifically him and Patrick
They
Mahomes.
have the
And
least
that's
amount
why I
of
think
elite-
Josh Allen.
So where do they lose out? You think Allen beats him?
Who?
Where the Chiefs obviously have to lose before that AFC
Yes,
Championship
I
game.
think Josh Allen will win that this year.
Woo!
Ooh.
Love to see it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see not
I
the
thi-
Chiefs in the Super
That
Bowl.
would be like Josh Allen would have like 3 rushing touchdowns with 3 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, he has to.
And
he's
and what's
make
gonna
it.
happen? What has to happen?
470
What has to happen?
total
What happened?
yards.
What had to happen in the Brady games that he lost in the playoffs?
Well,
He had to
damn
do
sure
the
wasn't running
thingy.
then, man.
He had to do the thingy.
We need Josh Allen to just not throw.
He had to
fucking
do
picks.
the, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but he had to do the Carson Beck thingy. You know what I'm saying? The Dak Prescott playoff thingy. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I just think, like, I'm not
Okay, so
saying
who
he's
wins?
not
Who
great.
wins? It's the fucking Bills and Steelers. Who wins? Here it is. Go on. Go on.
Bro, I think right now today, the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl, bro, and you can't talk me out of it.
You've seen
we
the
go.
Commanders game. That's a real game. That's a real
Steelers.
team. Nobody can take that from you.
Here we go.
Bro, we came back. Like, I don't know.
No, you beat a real team in
I
their
haven't-
field.
dog,
That's what happened. this week. That's what happened for the Steelers this week.
Dog, teams you either get up and they fucking you just stay up. Bro, I ain't seen the Steelers do it like that in quite some time, my friend.
Ride the wave, brother. Must be nice.
Bro, I'm just telling you.
Hey, must be nice. It must be nice to have hope.
I had at a certain point in time in the last 48 hours, I have talked it's Tuesday. The Steelers beat the Commanders on Sunday. I have talked myself into quite a few scenarios where the Steelers win out.
They ain't lost with Rush yet.
Like, I'm just telling you. I ain't say all that. I'm just telling you. I have talked myself into that, and that would be crazy.
Okay, what about NFC? What's the NFC matchup? This is where it gets spicy. There's one obvious team that everybody should say, but then it gets a little spicy.
The Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders.
I like the Lions and the Eagles.
I honestly, it's gonna sound real fucking not creative, but it's the Lions against one of those two teams, and the Lions beat both of them, and it's not close. Because this is how we're gonna start the show, dude. Jared Goff had the worst game in his fucking career, probably since high school. Okay, he threw 5 interceptions, and they beat the Texans in fucking Houston, dude. And as much as everybody, so a Steelers fan, not Riley, not Ronnie, a separate Steelers fan texted me and said, the Lions look very beatable right now. And all I could think was, and this was at halftime of that game where they're down 23-7 or whatever, and I said, they're going to win this game. Like, that's how good this team is. The fact that he can throw 5 picks. How many, you can't say it, you damn sure can't say it, I for sure can't say it. How many NFL teams can say confidently, my quarterback can throw 5 interceptions against the Houston Texans in Houston and will still win the game? Who is that deep? Nobody.
The Texans were down numbers 1 and 2 receivers. They were also down their number 1 pass rusher and their best interior lineman.
And they picked off the ball 5 times and lost.
Well, I'll also say, I think on Sunday there was a case of force feeding the ball to shit in places where it didn't fucking matter, where it couldn't fucking happen, because Sam Darnold did that shit.
Yeah, it smelled like a real Dan Campbell game, dude.
I mean,
just the complete punt fucking dummy throws.
You think?
And they couldn't.
Is it
block,
Tate?
They couldn't block the pass rush.
Because hold on. Listen, this is what I'll say. Sam Darnold having the season of his career,
and he has declined. He has regressed.
What happened to him?
Well, I watched him throw the ball directly to Justin Jefferson with bracket coverage 3 times.
Brother, this is all I'm trying. My only point is the tape out on these guys now, half a year in.
On the Lions?
No. On people like, on Jared Goff.
Well, yeah, of course the tape's out. You have to beat
Sam
Darnold.
On Sam Darnold. On Jaden Daniels.
I'll tell you who it ain't out on. It ain't out on Brock Purdy.
100%. Ricky Pearsall scoring touchdowns and shit.
I'm just saying. Once old CMC gets fired up, Niners might make a run. Just saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have, on paper, they have the best roster in the NFC.
They're just beat the fuck up, man. And Travarius Ward had to step away from the team, dealt with the loss of a family member.
Yeah.
So that's going on. You're still waiting for Greenlaw to come back 100%. Tearing his Achilles in the Super Bowl. What happens when your team is
old and expensive? They're not going to make every fucking game.
But
so what happens when you try to buy a ring?
As the season gets on, I think that's a team we should.
They're not a layup.
Also, the
Matter of
Tampa
fact,
Bay
here,
Bucks.
actually, I'll go contrarian then. Niners and Lions. Lions win. There's nothing wrong with that. Because they should, on paper, they should still win the West, even though, do not get it fucked up, the Cardinals are good. Cardinals are a good team.
Kyler Murray's good.
Kyler
He's
Murray is
actually
locked
not
in,
hurt.
like I said a
He
month
ain't
ago.
hurt. He ain't playing Call of Duty.
He is
Hey.
in command.
He
looks
looks like
good.
you
know
know
what
who
the
he looks
defense
like,
looks
bro.
good.
You know who he looks like out there outside the pocket. The young Seattle Seahawk Russ, dude.
Russ was never as fast as Kyler. He
No.
didn't have to
Yeah,
be,
I was
though.
about to say, he ain't getting touched, pal.
Yeah, Kyler
And
is
he's
stupid
running that
fast.
bitch. He running that bitch for touchdown.
He's-
Russ was trying to throw the bitch
People-
60 yards.
People, and myself included, and I'm not an NFC. Obviously, I hate everybody in the NFC West who isn't in Seattle, but I've always had a great, fearful respect of Kyler Murray and what the fuck that dude's capable of when he's really playing, dude. Because he's one of the few guys who took Lincoln Riley's offense and that game and that scheme and that playability, and it fucking translated to the league, and nobody's been able to really fucking stop it.
Kyler Murray's always been a winner. Kyler Murray didn't lose a single football game in the state of Texas over 4 years.
No, crazy respect to Kyler
If
Murray.
you go to the state of Texas and you poll the football coaches in the state and say, Coach, who is the greatest high school football player in the state of Texas's history, you will get about an 80% rate that say Kyler Murray.
Yeah. No, he was groomed for the shit, dude. And it's paying off. He looks phenomenal. He looks like he's
What's
worth
up?
that contract that not a lot of people thought he was worth. I think he was worth the contract.
What's up with Caleb Williams, man?
He's a fucking rookie quarterback, bro. And his coach is bad. I wasn't
that
high on the
team
kid to
has
begin
quit.
with, but he is. We got to remember he's a fucking rookie.
That team has quit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That team has quit on Matt
Yeah.
Eberflus, on just that whole everything.
They
I
all
don't know
remember
what
they
it
were the
is.
Bears all at the same time.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Bro, they
Dude,
fired
after
the
that-
OC. Bro, all right.
After that Hail Mary, that's a culture changer, bro. You can't lose
how
like that.
how is his dad so involved with his draft pick, and now the OC is fired halfway through the first season? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't understand. Like the way that and this was unanimous, we all said this shit, man. That fucking kid did not have an excuse this year, bro. Nobody's got pro tape on you. You have a fucking ridiculous receiving core to throw to. Your O-line is not bad. It's not great, but your tackles are good. And when he's healthy, you have a good center. Who you're throwing to, like, there just wasn't enough excuses for them to be bad. All they had to do was go 9-8 for Bears fans to be stoked and for everybody to go, okay, cool, this makes sense. Caleb Williams makes sense. He's the guy, franchise guy. That's not what's happening, dude. Like, they look horrible. And their defense was good, dude. Like, they're investing in this team now. Like, they have talent. They have players. Like, I don't know.
It's wild because it's like everything has regressed with the Bears.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why you're not wrong in
everything.
saying that that fuck it. When your
bro.
defensive back is talking shit to the other team and to their fans on the sideline, and then he's the motherfucker that bats the ball up, that puts it into the fucking game-winning touchdown, Hail Mary, like everything changes after that. Now it's like, oh, we're really just not shit.
Then the next week you had DJ Moore walking off the field
Yeah.
in the middle of a play.
Fuck it, he's guaranteed money.
And then-
That's the highest paid player in Bears history.
And then it all culminates with
Bro, Brian
the
Urlacher.
fucking New England Patriots.
Yeah,
beating you.
can't lose to the. I mean, oh my god. And I was talking to Ashley because she was asking me how my bets were going because I had a wedding on Sunday and I had just barely had enough time to pull into my cousin's driveway and get a bet in. I had a bet in at 12.59. And, of course, I lost, as most of my bets do, lose my parlays. But I looked it over, and I'm thinking, like, a lot of times I can look at it and think, like, this was a dumb play. I didn't really script this game well, like, blah, blah, blah. I can analyze where I went wrong. And I looked at the bet, and I told my mom and Ashley, who were with me, I said, no, there's no way I was going to make money on a parlay today, because there's no fucking way I was going to bet anything but the Bears money line on 100% of any bet that I placed on Sunday. And then not only did they lose, they got fucking demolished by a horrible football team. They got obliterated in Chicago by a fucking horrible team. They're done.
Yeah, the Bears are rock bottom, bro.
Yeah,
the
they're
Bears
done.
are rock bottom. I would have said, if you asked me who's the worst team in the league, I would have said the Saints, but you can't say the Saints because their coach goes out there, stops up the fucking septic system in the coach's office, says, quote, it's going to be a shitty day, and beats the fucking NFC South leading Falcons.
Yeah, so, all right, so we might be all on different pages here. Who's everybody's worst team in the league right now?
Yeah, I'd say the Bears, honestly.
All right, he says the
Bears
Bears.
are pretty bad.
Who do you say?
The Cowboys.
He says the Cowboys. We are all on different pages. I think it's the fucking Giants, dude. I think it's the New York
We all
Giants.
just said they were getting better.
I know. I think it's the Giants. I watched the
I can't
whole
say
game,
the Giants.
and I listen. I have a thing.
Bro, wasn't that?
I'm not going to tell
wait,
him myself entirely.
Wasn't that in Europe?
That was in Germany.
All right, bro. That doesn't. I don't think that's a fair assessment on.
Yeah,
that
it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, it
as
is.
a representative of the Carolina Panthers, I would like to insert just a 26-second clip right quick of what manager Lou Brown said in the movie Major League 2.
I didn't hear it.
Can't hear it.
You got to put it right on the mic.
We won a game yesterday. We're going to go win a game today. If we win one tomorrow, then it's called a winning streak.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gents, we are now officially on Carolina Panthers winning streak watch.
Which is when you
We're
really
coming
got to
for
put
ya.
everything into perspective as the losing team. And it's Dan Jones.
Hey,
And it has to be Dan Jones.
hey, Daniel Jones is absolute dog shit.
So when he
sorry.
so when he
I'm
finished
sorry.
the first
I'm
quarter,
sorry.
when he finished the first quarter 1 for 5 with 3 yards, okay, Dan Jones, the NFL starting $40 million a year quarterback, finished the first quarter of that game with 5 pass attempts. One of them was completed, and it was for 3 yards, okay? I posted on my personal Facebook, I said, I wonder what Cam Ward will look like in a Giants jersey. Because that's where he's going. That's where he's going.
I got one for you. I saw
Jones
somebody.
is so hard to watch. It is painful. Painful.
Who's he
to
throwing
watch.
to? Neighbors and who else?
Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt,
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale Robinson, Theo Johnson. But we're not gonna make the excuses, bro.
No, I was just curious. It
We've
was a
just
question.
His
here's the
offensive
thing.
line's
when
not bad.
when have we
His offensive
ever
line isn't
seen a
bad.
quarterback not only get the fucking leeway that this guy has gotten, but beyond that, the money?
Yeah, the contract. Yeah.
Not only the leeway, but they were like, no, there's something there. We're going to give you $160 million.
I want you
We've
guys to
never
put
seen
this
some
into
shit like this.
perspective.
It's crazy.
They took that guy over the guy who breaks 2 tackles and jumps over people backwards.
Yes. And he was only going to cost $1 million more. All you had to give Barkley was another $1 million. What are we talking about? And it all hit me during that game on Sunday, because I immediately thought, like, dude, they gave this guy an extension. And like he hasn't had a good year. I don't think he's had an average year, dude. It was like 2 weeks ago where he threw his first fucking passing touchdown at his own field in like 2 years.
2 years.
And he got a contract in that span.
Fucking days.
He got $160 million during that fucking streak.
The Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls in the time of Daniel Jones' last touchdown pass to the one he threw 2 weeks ago in MetLife.
So for him to get that contract, they have to say, no, there's something there. He's our guy. And I just don't understand what tape they're watching that tells you this is your fucking guy. Your guy. Your fans were crying on draft day, crying on national television when you drafted him from Duke. They knew he wasn't the guy. Nobody ever thought he was the guy.
No.
He's never been the guy, and he's getting paid like he's the guy. And he's getting leeway like he's the guy. Like, he's done nothing, dude. Do you remember when that Italian kid went in and won like 2 games and everybody went fucking crazy? Tommy DeVito. And they were like, we have the second coming. They thought that was the guy. You know why? Because he gave them a reason to believe he was the guy. Dan Jones has literally never, ever given anyone a reason to believe that he's the guy. And he's getting paid like he's the guy, and he's getting the leeway like he's the guy. And the Giants are the worst team in the NFL, and it's as a direct result of him. Now we can point fingers at other areas in the Giants. You know, there's other reasons why I think they're the reason they're if Dan Jones was playing average, they would be maybe the 4th worst team. But because of Dan Jones being their starting quarterback, they are the worst team in the NFL. Yeah. Dude, the Panthers. You're going to overtime with the fucking Panthers, dude.
Watch your move.
And they're on a winning streak.
Watch your move.
They're on a winning streak.
Watch
in the
your
words,
move.
But now we must remember, Avery. In the words of Avery Respis 20 minutes ago, who have they played?
Fine.
Right. The Panthers aren't great, but they're no longer. They were unanimous consensus worst team in the league for a long time, and not one of us.
Bryce Young out there doing
0 for 3.
He ain't out there turning the ball over.
Not one of us fucking said the Panthers were the worst team in the league.
I'll take it.
They're not.
I'll take it.
They have a good run game. They have a very good run game.
Chuba Hubbard.
They paid the fuck out of Chuba Hubbard, which is weird after drafting Jonathan Brooks, but I understand it. 100 and a touchdown every game.
Well, you got to do that because Jonathan Brooks has come off a torn ACL. I didn't understand them drafting him to begin with.
You didn't understand them drafting Leggett. You didn't understand most of their draft picks, if I recall.
It didn't make sense.
Didn't
make sense. The only one that made sense was Jatavion Sanders, the tight end from Texas.
Yeah, they were bad.
He's doing okay.
Nah,
better.
It's pretty clear why they drafted Xavier Leggett.
It's a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
I said it to begin
he's
with.
just
It was
walking
a
NIL.
marketing ploy. He is a walking marketing deal.
It makes sense. Can't knock
He
him
is
for that.
walking. Put him on a camera in Germany eating fucking schnitzel. That's what they did.
Yeah. Schnitzel's banging, by the way.
I got me a horse back home.
Yeah, so I mean, we already elaborated.
Bill.
There's my elaboration on why I believe the Giants are the worst team in the league, and we already elaborated why the Bears are the worst team in the league because they've completely given up on their organization, their coach. They have nothing to believe in, no reason to play, let alone play well. And then the Cowboys are cut and dry. I mean, they've sucked ass all year.
Same thing.
Cowboys have sucked ass all year, and at this point, I thought Cooper Rush was going to give them a better chance to win.
Did you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cooper Rush. Yeah,
He strung some fucking games together last year, dude. Or maybe one last year, 2 years ago.
Who was the OC?
Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore. The most
Who did they
praised.
fire? Who did they fire when Dak threw the interception?
Dan Quinn.
No.
Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
And Mike McCarthy was going to take over play calling.
Bro,
duties.
how about...
That was one, not last offseason, the offseason before last.
All I know is...
How about Micah Parsons shitting on Mike McCarthy in the fucking locker room
They got
mouth-fucked.
They got mouth-fucked by the Packers in the playoff game, and I don't think they've won at home since.
It's bad. And not only are they losing at home, they're losing... I mean, that Lions game was was horrifying.
So the Cowboys are the only team in the NFL to lose by 40 twice this year.
Yeah, that's a great stat to back up them being the worst team in the league.
Bro, and
I don't think you can argue any of them.
the thing is they're fucked. They're fucked. They're fucked. Bro, they're absolutely set on Dak.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've said this for a while, and I thought it was going to happen before the trade deadline.
Hey, they're going to get a good draft pick, though. And Jerry, to his credit, he doesn't fuck up first rounders. He really doesn't.
As
rarely.
soon as it's possible, bro, I guarantee you, if they're the first pick, I guarantee you that motherfucker Micah is on the move. And he's going to turn that into several first picks.
Well, Micah clearly wants out after what he said. Did we all see that? You see what he said?
Which time?
This weekend.
Oh, I saw the top 10 quarterback list that didn't include Dak.
Did you see him? No. After the game, he did a fucking presser, and they interviewed him. And he literally, in the same locker room that his head coach was standing in, talked about how much it sucks having elite talent on his team and guys who've put so much time and effort in for so many years to be good, and then he made sure to throw in guys who've put way more work into this thing than Mike McCarthy ever has. He said that in the same locker room as his fucking coach. His coach who has won a Super Bowl, bro. Micah Parsons wants to be out of there yesterday. He's pissed off that the trade deadline already fucking happened. He's not playing for the Cowboys next year. And it's not going to have anything to do with them not being willing to pay him. They're going to be willing to pay him. He's going to want to fucking leave. He wants to leave. He doesn't want to be there. You can pile that I hate my current head coach and combine that with I can name 10 quarterbacks in the league better than my fucking team's quarterback. He doesn't want to be there.
His play on the field is not indicative of how he feels, though. So he's not playing like he doesn't want to be there. He's a professional
athlete.
Yeah, no.
But he's not playing like he doesn't want to be there, though.
No.
You get what I mean?
He's playing for tape. He's playing for money. Somebody's going to get him. He's still a phenom at his ceiling.
Bro.
Is he? What's he playing like? I haven't heard anything about Michael Parsons.
Bro, okay.
Outside of him on fucking social media.
I know.
Going live on Instagram.
Bro,
making
listen,
a
time out.
podcast clip.
Time out. You
That's
can't.
the only fucking thing I'm hearing about
Bro,
Michael
look at
Parsons
we did.
all
Wait,
year.
hold on. We
That's
could
what
go
I'm
back to.
saying.
Hold on. Time out. But we could go back to them lost files where you were shitting on the whole defense. That's why. Because he's fucking doubled. Like, he is game planned around because that's where he is. He is the guy. There ain't nobody else. Like, I hear you, but what I'm saying is when you're getting double and triple teamed, you know, when Alex Highsmith is out, TJ Watt's numbers go down.
When they know they only have to
clear.
stop one guy on the defense, they're going to stop that guy.
Right.
It's the NFL. We're not going to act like DeMarcus Lawrence is, like, worrying offenses.
I just think it comes down to that exactly, what we just spoke on, though.
Yeah, so those are the worst teams.
It's like, I don't know. They have nothing to play for.
I don't think any of the teams I guess you could say the Bears, but even if the Bears started playing their dick off, they're in the best division in the fucking league. What are we talking about? Or certainly in the NFC, without question.
Yeah.
They got 3 juggernauts
have they had a
ahead
bye?
of them. The Bears, I think so.
Because that could be huge, especially for a rookie.
I don't know. I know Caleb Williams, as of late, has not given me a reason to think that he's going to turn shit around. I mean, a new OC mid-season rarely fucking is a good thing, you know? So, Sounds like a bunch of conservative ball for the rest of the year for me, for the Bears. Sounds like the Giants are going to continue to try to win and just find ways to fucking lose.
I have a theory about the New York Giants.
What's that?
What just came out, what I was just looking at, on the telly right there, was the college football playoff rankings. It has Colorado at number 17. They are in control of their destiny on whether or not they make the college football playoff. So
And they've been playing well.
that's all going to tie into the end of the discussion here. Josh said Cam Ward. The Sanders family
Oh no.
would make some crazy waves up there
In New York,
New York
in the Big
Giants
Apple.
God.
and the Big Apple. Just think about it. Just think about it.
I know.
They're gonna get rid of Brian Dable.
And I'll say
and
this.
there's
This
a
has
reason.
this
is
is a
indicative.
known. This has been clarified. I am on record. I am not a Shedeur Sanders fan. I do not think he will translate to the NFL well at all. I think Shedeur Sanders, while hopefully believing that, I believe Shedeur Sanders is a literal step up from Daniel Jones right now.
I
Dan
also
Jones
believe.
is so
Do you believe
fucking
Shedeur
bad,
Sanders
dude.
is in the Heisman discussion?
No. Can't be.
Wildin'. Why
be.
can't he?
Why?
Because Travis Hunter and Dylan Gabriel and Cam Ward and Ashton Jeanty are all substantially better football players than Shedeur Sanders.
You realize that Shedeur is top 4 in every passing stat, right?
I
Like
just
yards per game.
I just named two quarterbacks who are
touchdowns.
above him in every passing stat.
Again, the 3 quarterbacks, right?
No, I said two quarterbacks, one
I know,
running back,
and
one
like
wide
I
receiver
said,
/
You're
corner.
saying in the third.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, he's the 3rd.
He'll be.
Yeah, like
he'll
he's
he'll-
gonna be in New York, bro.
Yeah.
Like
he'll be
whether
there.
you want him to be or not, he's gonna be there.
Okay. No, yeah, he can be there. There's a 0% chance he wins, but he can be there.
At all. I don't.
He could get
the
3
more I-
votes.
He's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna vote for him.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying Travis Hunter's the walkaway guy right now, and I'm just like, it's all up in the air still to me.
Yeah, it
I
is.
really don't know who's winning the Heisman.
Bro, if JT
Cam
breaks the
Ward-
record, it's got to go to them.
You'd think.
Which record? Which record?
All of them. The rushing records.
It's gonna
Berries.
be hard for him to get yards. He's like 700 yards off. He's
Who
gonna
they
have
got
to
on
break
the schedule there,
240.
Jim?
I couldn't tell you.
I can tell you.
He's got to break like 230 the last 3 games of the season, Riley. Like that's woof, 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 woof. And he's getting the ball 38 times and only getting 140 right now.
Where did we go? Can we go in game on? I mean, that's what he's done so far.
No.
So to figure out what he has to do, we'll see who they play. He is their offense.
Indiana is ranked at 7 in the playoff, the newest playoff poll.
They should be.
I'm not disagreeing at all.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
any of us are going to argue that. I don't know if it's even a
Somehow-
hot take at this point, but I think they'll beat Ohio State.
Somehow Penn State is at 6. I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
They got UNL. Or no, they already played these. Whoops.
Played UNLV on last Friday, I think, or 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah, he put up 200, didn't he?
They have San Jose State,
Oh.
Wyoming, Oregon State, and then the MAC championship.
Oh, buddy.
How
He
many?
can do, he can do it. He's gonna.
So,
I mean,
that's
he's
4 games. How many yards does he have right now? The record is like. How many yards does he have right now?
Hang on, I'll tell you. But who's the last running back who got it?
The
Mark
last
Ingram?
running back?
Was
No,
it Ingram
Derrick Henry.
or was it Derrick
Derrick
Henry?
Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Because I'm pretty sure he's already well exceeded what Derrick Henry did. Right?
I mean,
Yeah, but Derrick Henry was winning national championships and shit.
Derrick Henry was doing it not against the SEC.
Yeah, they don't call the Heisman
He
after
ran
the
like-
national championship game.
he Derrick Henry had like 1,800 yards in like against the SEC with like 22 touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah, his conference is going to be what they fucking knock him for, which is shitty.
That's why I said like he's got to break Barry's record to win the Heisman. Like he has to. I don't think you give it to him. Just like Travis, like Travis can make a play every game, like the interception he had against Texas Tech that didn't count because there was a penalty that stopped it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't count, but people's going to remember that shit.
All right, before his last game, he had 1,376.
He has 1,700 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He has to get 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards in the next 4 games, guys.
What if he goes for 400 in one of those games?
He's going to have to go for 600 in one of them. He's going to have to really go ape shit against. Well, see, and that's
San
another
Jose
thing is
State.
when they start blowing teams out, they bench him. He doesn't see the second half of games. And they only have one loss. And you got to understand the coach's standpoint with that, too. Obviously, it's like, if we're up fucking 38, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to lose this fucking game. Like, we're trying to make a playoff push. They only have one loss. You got to understand them benching.
Barry Sanders is 26-28. So he's 1,000 off.
Yeah, he ain't fucking with that. He might hit, he might come close with the touchdowns. He's not going to fuck with that number. He was on pace to in the beginning of the season.
He got to go for
What if he goes to a playoff game as well?
It don't count.
He's gonna go to a playoff game.
Yeah,
I know it don't count, but I'm just saying.
No, I mean, I think you can make a case. I think you can make a real case for sure Travis Hunter, for sure Dylan Gabriel, for sure Ashton Jeanty. I think any three of those guys as of right now.
I'll go ahead and tell you, if Shadur Sanders goes for 500 against BYU and gets them into the playoffs, he will be right there.
Okay.
He will be right there.
Okay.
What's Vegas say?
Vegas will tell you those top 5. Those are the top 5.
Is he number 5? It would make sense.
I know who it isn't. We can get into it right quick after we get into after Riley gives us. But
yeah, Colorado. No, he is 8.
8. Are they tied? Are they tied?
No.
Are they tied?
He's tied with Quinn Ewers.
That's unacceptable.
Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Curtis Rourke, Cam Ward, Jeanty, Dylan Gabriel, Travis Hunter.
Wow. They're putting stock into.
You told him to join. Or no,
Kenny,
I gotta give him the permissions.
Man, ladies and gents, this is where we bring in the Georgia Bulldog fan.
We have a special guest today. We have a Georgia Bulldogs fan.
How do you guys see that first team outfit? Did nobody pay attention to the CFP?
We were recording during the CFP rankings.
Yeah.
I watched until about 8.
Well, you only had to watch until 13.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I'm not here to we're not here to do that, man. I just want to let you know, as somebody who's seen the Alabama dynasty, you are right in the middle of it. It's okay. They had a couple years where their quarterback threw games away. It's gonna happen. It's okay to lose because you haven't lost in 4 years. It sucks.
Oh, listen, I'm cool. I definitely am in the point where, like, even transferring from Stetson Bennett into Carson Beck, I had some ups and downs. I had some mixed emotions about him. I thought he was a decent player, but like I didn't think he was the quarterback that we needed. You know, like it's just a weird situation. I'm okay with losing. You know, like obviously we have something with Alabama that like I just know that we'll never beat Alabama. That's just a fact. It could be fucking anybody coaching Alabama. They could have
there was a lot of Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin fans who thought we'll never beat the Georgia Bulldogs until Saturday.
Listen, I think we had 9 transfers from Georgia go to fucking Ole Miss in the offseason, so I could have believed it would have happened. You know, it's the same thing with like.
That's part of
It's
why
the
we were
same
so
thing.
high on Ole Miss, or I damn sure was.
Yeah, fucking. It gave me the same like kind of energy with the whole Kentucky Georgia game earlier in the season because Brock Vandergriff was our backup quarterback. You know, Brock Vandergriff stepped in to kind of like learn our defense. He stepped in to take the hits and like kind of mold himself into like whatever type of quarterback we were going to play against. So when it came time to play against Brock, this man already knew how our defense operated. So that game was ugly as fuck. It came down to the last, I believe, like 40 seconds of the game.
Yeah, you were at that game.
I was at that game. That game gave me a heart attack. That was a long ass drive there and a long ass drive back. I didn't sleep for like 30 hours either.
Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky. It's
Yeah.
all right looking place.
Listen, I'll give it to them. It's not a big stadium, but like they got good fans down there. There's obviously you're gonna get some people down there that are gonna be kind of disrespectful, but like the atmosphere overall was a really good place to be. You could just feel it, man.
So what happens now with the Georgia Bulldogs? What's the rest of the season look like on paper?
On paper,
man, you got game day this weekend against Tennessee.
Yeah,
so
what happened Saturday? How are you feeling about Saturday?
Walk me through Saturday, man.
walk you through Saturday. All right, so I really haven't looked forward to it too much. I really haven't like normally I'll go through like my podcast, you know, like I'll watch them on one, I'll watch the film guy, I'll kind of just do some things to kind of see how I'm feeling about the game, but I really haven't like I'm still trying to like take this Ole Miss loss and see it, but like I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not like 2 years ago we played Tennessee in Tennessee, and like I wholeheartedly knew I was like we're gonna go in there and we're gonna fucking dominate this game for 4 quarters, and that's what we did. And now we play Tennessee 2 years later at home, and I'm not 100% sold on this. I mean, like if we had a better fucking quarterback, I would feel more comfortable. But like Carson Beck has slowly just lost.
Hey,
I guess.
but look, one thing you got to remember is you got that man Kirby Smart running the show, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's where
like,
to me, that's where things are a little bit different, and I would be a little bit more confident. And this is just me in playing Josh Heupel in Tennessee, or not in Tennessee and Tennessee. That's just me.
Yeah. So I feel like we could do it, right? But I have a lot of question marks, dude. Like our defensive backs, like I'm watching our defense and I'm like, who the fuck is this? This isn't like our identity. Like we're not getting pressure. We have two extremely good defensive edge players. Like we have Michael Williams.
How many games, if you were there for 4 years right now, how many games have they lost?
Oh, they've lost 4 games, I think. 3 to Alabama and then 1 to Ole Miss.
So they've lost 4 games, 2 of them this year, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's just like sometimes you need hit in the mouth a little bit.
I'll be honest, okay? Didn't y'all lose y'all's OC last off season? Y'all brought back Mike Bobo for like the 4th fucking time.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think there's an identity crisis. You wanted to make Stetson Bennett an NFL guy. Let's get back to the old Georgia Bulldogs. Run the ball 40 fucking times down your throat. Let's win on some play action deep. Let's let our defense control the tempo of the game too. I think that's where y'all are having problems. You've had a bunch of injuries up front
Michigan
too.
Did last year.
Yeah,
my thing is even if you like, so like, I say it all the time because I get the comment all the time. People will come up to me and be like, "Oh, Georgia fucking they messed up my parlay or they messed up my bet. They didn't get the spread." But like I have to like if you don't know Georgia, like as soon as we get up 2 touchdowns, we're running inside zone every single play. Even on 3rd and long, we're running inside zone. And like I feel like teams are just to the point where like they're just stuffing the line that when they see us line up in like any sort of single back or strong formation, they know that we're running inside zone and they're starting to stop us on that thing. And like our running backs, we got Branson Robinson, ETN's not at full health.
I'm not sold on ETN, honestly.
No, me neither.
He hasn't really done much. I think Branson Robinson's the guy that you got to go with.
Yeah, the only thing is like because we had Branson Robinson like a couple plays or a couple games last year, but he could not. He's slow. Like he's big. Like you do not. He's
He's big as shit.
down.
And
Yeah,
I
he's
just need him to
downhill.
go forward. I
Yeah,
just
dude.
need 4 yards. That's all I need.
Yeah, but
4 yards every 3 plays.
dude, and like it's just like painful to watch because like I came into this like fucking watch this fucking Georgia defense run the ball down your throats, and like ever since then it's just like I don't know. Like I said, we're getting away from the identity and like don't get me wrong, like we got Carson Beck. He was supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks out there. He is no longer, in my opinion, even top 5, top 10 quarterbacks in college football, let
Can't be.
alone like.
You don't have anybody outside that can make a play either.
Yeah,
That's the
that goes.
biggest. That's
Yeah.
the biggest glaring hole I think in that offense right now.
So we have Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell's a football player. We got Dominic Lovett, but like other than that, like we lost Colby Young. He was young, dude. He was. I think he was a freshman, or I believe he was a freshman. Them fucking Chargers that he got hit with. Apparently, you're getting dropped, but like you can't take back like removing him from the team now, you know. But like he was one of the players that like it's weird to say, but like for how young he was, like if you threw the ball up to him in one-on-one coverage, I felt safe he was coming down with the ball. I can't really say that about anybody else in our wide receiver set right now. Like even coming down to our tight ends, Lucky and Delp, like there was so much hype around them at the end of last season with Brock Bowers now like leaving and going to the NFL, but like they haven't really done it. Like Yurosek, our third string tight end, has like proved to me that he deserves the ball more than either one of our starting tight ends. Like it's embarrassing almost, dude. It's crazy to me.
I just got one more question. I'll end this kind of on a funny note. I'm gonna make a joke here. As a Georgia fan, have like y'all got enough money down there, right? To
I would fucking hope
this.
after 2 national championships we would.
Yeah. Well, why don't y'all have like a bus service for just players, or like a road for just the players? Like I know down there in Athens, you can make a road for just players to drink and drive, do whatever they're drive 120. Like we'll call it
dog. Obviously, they're drinking and driving out on Dion's ranch, 4-wheelers and whatever the hell else.
They need to just go 2 hours south and just take it to Florida, dude.
Oh, like, you get away with it in Florida. Ask her.
Them Georgia State police don't fucking play around, dude.
No, I mean, so what are the implications behind Saturday's game? Like,
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. So there's a lot of rumors. I was thinking about this. I forgot to mention it earlier, but like I've heard a few things from a couple people, mostly Georgia fans. So like I haven't done my research, so don't quote me on this. Don't take it seriously. But somebody's talking about Nico might not be playing this Saturday, and like if that's the case, I think it's a 2-possession Georgia win. Because I don't know who's going to step up and take over Nico's position for Tennessee, you know? And
how do you feel about the game if Nico does play?
I feel like if Nico plays, it's a 3-point game swinging either way. Obviously, I'm a Georgia fan at heart. I want to say Georgia. But then again, I will say this, right? Every time our team has been in question, we come out swinging for the fences. Like... So like last year,
I ain't gonna lie, I thought Texas was gonna boat race y'all.
Yeah, no, I thought
I genuinely thought I was gonna be a boat race. I think I took Texas by like 10. I took Texas 9.5 that weekend.
And I felt low key in my heart, like I felt the same way. I was like, this is gonna be the game that really like is gonna expose us for like not being this dynasty that we're supposed to be.
So
and like we came out swinging, and like Kirby's post game speech kind of like I felt it, dude. Like whenever we're doubted, whenever our backs are against the wall, we come out playing the best football that we've ever had. Anytime, like even I forget the exact situation, but like the past 2 years, right? We get into postseason play, or we get into like the last few weeks of the season, we're playing our hardest games, and like we go from being ranked first to like third, or like even with that Tennessee game that I was talking about previously, the last time we played in Tennessee. Tennessee was ranked above us, right? Everybody told us they're like you
That was
guys
the
are.
year they were number 1, and y'all were like number 6 or 5 going into that game. That was the game I think
Yeah,
before Hidden Hooker got hurt.
yeah, and everybody was like straight telling us bro, like this is it, like you guys are not winning this game, and we came out and because I firmly believe that Tennessee is probably in the entire, if you take every college football team, Tennessee is top 5 hardest stadiums to play in,
Oh
and
yeah.
we came in there and we held control of that game from start to finish. From fucking when Stetson Bennett like scored that first running touchdown, fucking to the very end of that game, we held the tempo. We held everything that happened in that game, and I want to believe that we're going to come in with that same mentality of they're doubting us, like they don't believe that we are who we are, and I hope
Yeah,
like
y'all
that
need a
at the
chip
end of
on
the
your
day,
shoulder for Saturday, cuz ain't no cakewalk.
that's all going to come down to however
But
Kirby
fuck,
sets
I mean,
this
look
team.
at Arkansas's tape. Arkansas beat them.
Yeah, no, I know
They're beatable.
that.
So
It's just like that end of season play is different, bro. Like
so
especially in the
so
FCC, everybody's playing for their
question
life.
question here. Obviously, you're a pretty big college football guy, specifically Georgia. Okay,
Yeah.
with the way the NIL and the money flows, like as a Georgia fan, is it just expected that we're undefeated? You know what I mean? Like at what point is it just like
100%.
ebbs and
I'm not gonna lie
flows
to you.
of the
100%.
game? Like right now, obviously you don't have a quarterback. Like well, you don't have the best quarterback in situations, and sometimes it'll be like I don't know. Like it's NFL esque to me, right?
Oh yeah, and like that's and like I feel like that's like a lot of like the players now, like they're gonna go wherever the money's the highest, right? Or wherever they're getting like wherever the most opportunity is to make the most money. And Georgia right now is a lot of people are looking at Georgia. You're gonna get paid good money to go to Georgia, and I wish there was more people like Ashton Genty because even like I don't know if you guys watch college football, but Ashton Genty did um an interview. I forget with what company, ABC, ESPN, or whoever it was, but like they even mentioned that to him. He said that they're like with how good you are, like why don't you choose to go to a bigger school where you'll make more money, you'll have more eyes on you, you have a chance to win like more games or whatever it is, like just somewhere will get has more to offer than here at Boise State. And Ashton Genty said I don't feel right starting here, building with the guys around me to become like this team that we are, and then leaving them for money somewhere else. Money is cool, but staying and finishing something that I helped build, it means more to him than something else. And like
Yeah.
that's what college football used to be. And with this whole NIL that's coming around, it's getting so far away from that. It's college football is becoming unpredictable at this
With
point.
all due respect here, you should be happy.
I
That,
mean,
and there's
I
one reason. There's one reason. It's the whole reason Saban's gone.
oh, NIL.
Yes.
Bro, listen. I hated Nick Saban for the simple fact that I'm also outside of the college football. My NFL team is the Miami Dolphins. Nick Saban came to the Miami Dolphins for 1 year. We went 1-15. That man went back to college football and then completely dominated Georgia every single year. So like, that man had a personal vendetta against everything I loved for a long time. I mean, I respect him.
Nah,
I respect him
nah.
now.
Saban would have done that shit regardless of if he stayed at LSU or if he went to the
Oh yeah.
Dolphins for a year.
I now that he's out of
Saban was built for college, just
yeah.
like Belichick was built for the NFL. Saban was built for college. It's
Listen, and
just
that's
ironic
something
It's just ironic they're both best friends.
that I didn't know that either. I was gonna say because like I now that like I'm like kind of like getting over like the whole Nick Saban thing, and like I'm kind of like everybody talks about how good of a person he is. I started like watching some documentaries, and I watched it was like one like kind of just um
His
showing
football
like
life is a really good one.
Oh,
yeah, and like but like it shows like him going from like his young family life with his dad owning like a corner gas station store or something to him going to high school and then meeting Bill Belichick. And as soon as they brought Bill Belichick into the documentary, I was like, that makes a lot of fucking sense now. Like, I'm like, this man held himself to that standard. They
There's a
held each other
documentary on
to that.
HBO that's literally called Saban and Belichick, and it's an entire documentary where it's just them sitting at a table hanging out, and they're just very good friends, and everything just makes sense for the entire documentary.
Now, you said that's on HBO?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
I have to go
very
watch
good.
it because now
As
I
somebody
watched whatever
is-
it was on YouTube.
Yeah, it's very good. So yeah, I mean, so I guess to cap this off, like, so best case scenario, Georgia wins Saturday, and gotta think you don't, lay a fucking egg against a true layup to finish the season. What does the postseason look like realistically for you? You think they're a championship contender? Or do you think it's like a fucking, good game that burns out in the end?
I'll say this, right? As long as we don't play Alabama before the national championship, I say if we make it to postseason, there's a chance that we win the championship. If we got to play Alabama, it'll be a different interview next time because then you're gonna see me saying like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I feel like we got better talent. I feel like we have a better coach. I feel like we got all this and that's better.
But you can't get
But
the
it's
monkey
fucking
off
Alabama,
your
dude.
back.
Like even like when we played Alabama this year, like Carson Beck just couldn't play for 3 quarters.
Y'all got boat raced in that game, pal.
Yeah.
That's all. You just got punched in the mouth. That's all that was.
And
like,
make no mistake, second half, Georgia was a different team, but fucking, you just can't dig
It's
that big
too
of a
late.
fucking hole.
Yeah, no.
You just got punched in the mouth, and you didn't respond. Like that happens.
Not in
that
time,
happens
at
in the game
least.
of football. It happens in the game of football.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I think
like,
if y'all played Alabama again, it would be a slugfest.
yeah.
It would be how that fourth quarter was for 4 quarters.
I believe like if we came out playing third and fourth quarter, all 4 quarters, we win that game by 10. But like I don't know what the hell. I mean, I know that Alabama isn't an easy place to play, but like Carson's been playing in those, like he might not have been starting, but he's been in those situations for 5 years now. Like this isn't something new to him. Like you've been waiting for your turn. You stayed at Georgia for your turn. Like you don't have an excuse, for me at least,
I'll
to
say
like that.
the same shit that Bama was hitting him with that he hadn't seen Texas was trying to do, and you had a lot more success against Texas than you had against Alabama, and Texas has a better overall defense. So that's why I think if you played Alabama again, it could sway the other way.
Yeah.
But you saw a lot of 6-man up front, stand-up looks, double A gaps. It's very similar to what your defense was doing to Texas. And fucking Quinn Ewers up with the same shit.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Like I was watching, so like I said, I think I mentioned him earlier. It's the tape guy. Like if you ever watch his stuff, he mainly does like Georgia games and stuff. But like he'll do like other SEC teams and stuff like that. But like he was going through and like off the snap, like you literally just see Georgia O line just not even like look at the person just running right past him, not even trying to pick up a block. And like I don't know if that's something going on in the locker room that they need to address, if that's just like we're that bad. But like I don't see Tate Ratledge giving up that many times in a row. Like I know you're coming off of ankle surgery. I know you're maybe not playing at 100%, but like that man has lived and died for the G for his entire college career. And like, I feel like there's something that we don't know that's going on behind the scenes. Like maybe like they're not respecting Carson as much. They're not trying to play for Carson as much. But I don't know.
Or they're
dude.
trying to cover it up. Or they're playing so hard for him, and like that's their dog that like everybody's just doing too much, and he's trying too hard instead of just playing their own game. Carson could be bad, bro, or he could be like hurt or something. And with as much money as tied up, you never know. And the bottom line to me though
around
is
in a fucking Lambo, bro.
They could be playing so hard to cover him up that it's fucking up the whole bag for everything.
I saw a post that said something like it was like Carson Beck is the only Georgia player that has a Lambo but causes more problems off on the field than off the field. That's fucking
that was in the AI clip that I sent you that
was
he
that it, dude?
posted
Yeah.
on his wall.
Yeah, dude, that shit was funny as shit. I was
Man,
like, that
as somebody who cheers for Alabama in the SEC, you know, I'm a Nick Saban guy, so that's why
I think
when they
Nick
said
Saban,
you were a Georgia fan, I was like, well, he just needs to understand Alabama went through the same shit. Philip
yeah,
Sims and Jake Coker, they ended up winning one with Coker. Who's your backup? You might need it. This could be a Tua Jalen Hurts situation. You could have a freshman on the roster that is about to make his presence known Saturday in Neyland Stadium. We got to boost the guy up. You could be famous right here if you tell us.
Yeah, I mean, how much leeway does Beck have at this point, you think?
I'm just saying, 11 interceptions in the last 5 games is a horrible sign.
no, absolutely, and that's where I'm at because like I'm not sold on our backup because who the hell we have a new guy that just came over, and then we have Gunnar Stockton as like our second man up, and like
Hey,
Gunnar
Gunnar Stockton can throw that thing. He can throw that thing.
So Gunnar can run it though too, because Carson's scared to move on his feet. He's scared to take the ball out of the pocket and make a play.
What game was it, Riley? Was it the Texas game that we were watching where there was like a 6-yard, it was 3rd and 6. He needed to get 6 and got to 5 yards and took like a right angle right to the sideline. Bro, I started losing it. I was, are you shitting me? You gutless. Gutless. Yeah. You ain't got no heart. You don't have any heart.
I feel like this man's too like he's got so much stuff going on. Like I get like
he's
you want to make it
business decisions.
Yeah, business decisions, bro. Hey, he ain't Mike Winchell. I'll tell you, he ain't no Mike Winchell. I'll tell you that much.
Well, dude, I wish we could figure something out. You know, I'd like to see us at least.
We're gonna see on Saturday. Saturday's everything.
Yeah,
Saturday determines the rest of the season, as far as I'm concerned. Because if Georgia can come out chip on their shoulder, they win that game. And honestly, I don't think it's that close. I think they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, Tennessee's beat up from what I've understood. It's not just Nico. You got Dylan Sampson who left the game last week. You got James Pierce Jr., their standout defensive end, who's kind of beaten up. You know, Georgia should go handle business. Like, it is what it is.
Are they favored?
I don't know. I think.
Wouldn't shock me. Whose line is it, anyways?
I'll check it right now. I'll
go Georgia -1.5.
That's. I'm thinking it's gonna be 1.5 either way.
Yeah, it's probably damn near a pick-em.
Road favorites, Georgia -1.5. Highest I'll go is 3.5.
Where's it? Shit.
Bro, Georgia is 11-point favorites.
They must have said that dude was out.
There's no way Nico's playing.
Must be out. Nico must not be.
I got it right here. It's Georgia -10. Over under is 48.5.
Yeah, 10.5 is crazy.
Listen,
10.5 is hey. Whether Nico plays or not, 10.5 is a crazy line. That's they're saying fucking Georgia absolutely walks away with it.
Yeah,
no doubt. Starts with a lead, holds the lead the whole time.
No, there's no way. I think we start with an L. I think we start losing, and then we start to take the lead. We are not a first quarter team. I think we might have two first quarter touchdowns all season. Like I mean, unless we're
Georgia
talking
has been doing some real playing from behind this year, which is part of why I think you see the struggles that they have, because their fucking whole identity for as long as I can remember has been we beat the dog shit out of teams and our fucking third stringers are in come second half.
You beat the shit out of teams in the first quarter because you're up 21-0 after the first.
Yeah, now they're playing from behind and panicking and making too quick of decisions. It's like that's where I think Beck's struggles come from. It's like because they're not protecting leads anymore. Right now, they're trying to win games, which is a whole different. Offensively, it's a different thing because then you panic and you think, well, we can't run. We're down fucking 10. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, no, you have to keep running. Like, you have to keep running. You have to keep that other offense off the field. You have to be the Georgia Bulldogs at some point, which is running the ball.
Yeah.
Because if they run the ball more, then we're not looking so much at Carson Beck. No matter what, dude. Like,
even when Matt Stafford went first overall, he was handing the ball off to O'Shawn Marino.
It's always been run the ball. It's always been low scoring, run the ball, win when it matters. They've never had to come from behind. Then now all of a sudden they're coming from behind. They're coming from behind against fucking Florida, dude.
That
Kirby
game was
has
ugly.
been hanging 100 on Florida for fucking as long as I can remember.
Texas almost hung. They were out there fucking running triple reverses and fucking whoop-de-doo trip-caroos against against Florida the other day. So
they're just playing practice against Florida, dude. It was just all practice for them. I don't know. I don't know if it's because the people know they're playing Georgia too. They're coming out playing their best ball, you know.
Yeah, you get everybody's Super Bowl.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, every week, every time they play y'all, it's their Super Bowl.
I mean, like I said to start it off, man, you had a 57-game winning streak to teams not named Alabama broke on Saturday.
I hope we come back from it.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's
fine,
a really
bro.
good problem to have if you zoom out.
Listen, dude.
Things
Bro,
have
wasn't
been
there
good.
a year? Wasn't there a year?
Hold
Hold on. Wasn't there a year that Saban lost to Auburn and Ole Miss in the same year too?
So
Like 2014,
I think Kirby's gonna make.
2015, something
I
like
think
that.
Kirby's gonna make the team. In 2 years, we're gonna be where we were 2 years ago, right? Kirby's gonna
It's gonna be next year. It's gonna be next year. I'm telling you. It's
what I'm scared of.
This is the Phillip Sims, Jake Coker little spot. And after that, Alabama went and won 16-17. That was when they played Clemson 3 years in a row.
I'm just nervous
They won
for
2
like
out of
the
3. It's okay.
I'm just nervous because like I no longer can I used to walk in and be like, all right, I got faith in my boys this year. But like I don't think our dynasty's dead. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't think we're done for.
No,
but like
Nah, you're just an entitled fan, brother. It's cool. It's cool. I'm a Steelers fan, dog. Trust me, I get it. It's cool. I just about 45 minutes ago, I just told them that the Steelers were going to the fucking Super Bowl, brother. So it's cool. I get it.
Listen, they might, dog.
There's an entitlement to this good team fan shit. It's cool. We all got it. But
Oregon, dude. Let's talk about Oregon now.
What do we need to talk about? The number 1 team
best
in the country.
team in the country, and I don't think it's really close right now, to be real.
I don't know what we need to talk about. I think they've been doing it all. They've been walking it, dude.
The Big Ten is the new SEC.
How do you feel about that?
Relax.
Oregon comes in for 1 fucking year, and all of a sudden the Big Ten is a new SEC.
Yeah, they took all of the best teams from the Pac-12. Yeah. You're right. Yep.
They did.
No, for sure. That makes the conference better. I'm not going to argue it. That's what I'm saying.
They're right. Listen, you can't knock them.
You can't absolve the top half of the third best conference into the second best conference and not do that. Remember that whole thing?
Here's where.
But when the third best team beats the second best team.
No, hang on. I was just gonna say, here's where the big discrepancy lies. The top 2 Big Ten teams, which I'll say is Oregon and Ohio State, they're really fucking good. Both of those teams are really fucking good. Number 3 is Penn State, but then we go to the SEC and we talk about the number 1 and number 2 SEC teams, and then who's the number 3? Whoever that number 3 team is in the SEC, they're probably going to beat the absolute dog shit out of Penn State. Probably win by 100.
What we say number 1 was Texas A&M and Tennessee, right?
In the standings, yeah.
Yeah. And then you got Georgia, Alabama, LSU.
I don't know. Postseason, I don't think anybody is living in fear of Texas A&M.
Texas.
He's just a different.
Texas. I forgot Texas. Texas is number 3.
Right. So if Texas and Penn State play right now, Texas wins by 100 points.
Yeah, the
Listen,
SEC
that's why,
will
like,
have
I like
more
Oregon.
teams. The SEC will have more teams in the playoff. The Big Ten teams go farther.
That's because
crazy.
the SEC teams are going to beat each other up like they have all fucking year.
Yeah.
Bingo,
That's literally
bongo,
how it
bongo.
goes.
SEC teams versus the Big Ten teams.
They're not. It's going to be
Don't have that
SEC teams
discussion.
versus SEC teams in the first round of the playoffs. What?
But that's what I'm saying. And then if you set it up to where a Big Ten team plays the SEC team after that, I bet you the SEC teams would win. If Texas played Oregon before the national title game, I'm telling you, Josh, your national title is over.
See that, like, I want to say right now, Oregon is hands down the best team, right? But SEC ball is a completely different type of ball. Like, you got to be ready for the most physical game on both sides of the ball that you have ever played, because they are going to wear you thin, and they do not play nice tuck.
Oh, for
like
sure.
that's just SEC ball, dude. Like, that's why I said when I said that as the ranking stood, if y'all played like LSU or who else was it, like Tennessee, even, like, LSU plays crash out football, bro. They not only are they good,
Their receivers are doing drive-bys in the middle of games.
Yeah, bro. They're coming to take you out of the season, bro. They don't care if they get caught doing it. They're trying to break your ankle on national television, and they're going to succeed, bro. LSU is crash out football.
I'm a firm believer. Oh, no, never mind. That was UCF. Never mind.
But hey, honestly, we've been at it for some time now. That was some of the best college football talk I think we've had. With, Ronnie doesn't watch much college ball, but that was I enjoyed having you on, buddy.
I appreciate it, buddy. It was good to be here.
Hey, with this new playoff stuff,
maybe we'll have a brief interaction after this Saturday. See where things are at.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want, I'm down.
See if the demeanor has changed. Well, I mean, dude, if Nico's not playing,
if we lose this week, you'll be lucky to be able to find where I'm at for the next week. I'm telling you right now. I might go dig a hole out in the boonies and camp out for a week and just try to figure out what's going on.
Beck just has to have a really good game against a real team, and Tennessee has a real defense, even banged up. If he throws 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions this week, a lot of narratives are going to shift on fucking Carson Beck.
The 0 interceptions is the key point.
Just play fucking mistake free, dude. Not even mistake free, just turnover free.
Turnover free. Like,
if Nico's not playing, y'all will have some fucking wiggle room to win that game. Without question. He can't be playing with 10.5 points. That's crazy.
I agree.
Yeah. I guess it does. I might, after I get off of this, I might go check Twitter, because Twitter has all the information.
Hey, shout out Twitter.
Hey, follow our Twitter, SPM Bets. We're locking in college basketball. We're hitting locks every night. North Alabama -8.5 last night. They smashed it. Tune in. There'll be one tomorrow night.
All right, boys. Thanks for joining us for episode 22. Thanks for Ryan joining us tonight. Talk for some college football. We'll catch you next time.